Okay, so kind of related to vaccines, which confer some amount of immunity. Uh, let's talk about what is herd immunity. We hear that a lot. Everybody says, why don't we just send everybody back out? Some people will get sick. We'll all have herd immunity, and it won't matter anymore. So,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, difficult question, very difficult question to answer. And before I answer it, I'll finish with the last question that came across, which was, will this vaccine that we develop be more or less effective than flu vaccine? I think it will be comparable to flu vaccine if we, based on what we've learned in vaccine development, it is possible that it will be more effective. Um, because if you contrast the complexity of influenza and the complexity of coronavirus, and there's some obvious, there's some molecular biology in there, but my prediction, it will be more effective than the flu vaccine. It will be more effective. Okay, so the question was, John?
herd immunity.
Thank you. So herd immunity is, tricky. Herd immunity takes time. All right. It's not something that you just say, all right. The worst example of herd immunity is the 500 years it took for us to develop both the methods and inherent immunity to Yersinia pestis. Okay, that was 500 years. So what is Yersinia pestis? That's the plague causing infectious agent. The vector was rats, and it took let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, about 18 generations of human beings to develop the adequate amount of herd immunity. The other option, obviously, is with viruses, which have a much shorter incubation period. Much viral generations are much shorter. That may take less time. It may take probably in total 6 to 9 years. If let's say you could just block Sweden off, right, and you could everybody in Sweden just couldn't leave Sweden and just let the virus pass all the way through it, it would take probably 6 to 9 years to build the 80% to 90% herd immunity that would protect them from any further infectivity of the virus. But we don't live in that world. We don't live in a world where any single country can be walled off and allowed to develop its herd immunity independent from any other country. We call them universes, right? We call anything where we're trying to study multivariate phenomenon, we'll put it in a universe. Our universe is this planet when it comes to this virus now, all right? And its behavior is going to be in response to our behavior. If we just let it get through our society, it will take a long time. It will kill a lot of people, and it will scar a lot of people. It is a strategy. Okay, the Israelis have written about it. The Sweden is literally experimenting with it at this point, saying, look, ultimately it's a race down a hill. You can descend slowly, or you can just pull the brakes and just let it go. All right. Their assumption is that the curve that we flattened doesn't change. It just gets spread out. Our method is the same number of people are going to die whether you do anything or not. Okay. So we're just allowing them to die more slowly over time so that our healthcare system doesn't have to invest in morgues and, in the short term. So herd immunity is ideally achieved the way we achieved it with other infectious agents, which is immunization. Okay, immunization is one way to achieve herd immunity rapidly and effectively, and the other way to deal with disease well before herd immunity is to find ways to cut mortality, right? Cut mortality, cut morbidity. Again, morbidity is what you take with you when you've recovered from this disease that is still making you sick in some way or form. If we can cut mortality and morbidity with better treatment, then we are buying ourselves more time. We are allowing ourselves to, reduce the effect it has on our families, our communities, our states, and our country. So that's about herd immunity. I hope I covered that adequately, unless there's more technical questions.